Greetings from the Strand Theater of Shelbyville. My name is Hillary Smith, and I'm a junior at Shelbyville High School.
I'm Jessica Cassar, and I'm a senior at SHS.
We're both members of our school's wind ensemble. We were honored to be part of a crew who videotaped interviews of several community members who served in our nation's armed forces and now call Shelby County their home.
This project is part of a grant that our school's band department received from the Indiana Arts Commission. It integrates the videotaped interviews with music written especially for our wind ensemble by some of our friends.
Our wind ensemble rehearsed, then recorded these original band pieces for this project. We also recorded some published patriotic arrangements that are used in this undertaking.
The project will also provide an archival history that outlines what life was like in our community and nation at the time these veterans were serving in the military. We realized that we couldn't possibly interview every veteran who has served our country and returned to our community.
We do, however, want to honor everyone who has dedicated a part of their life for service to our country. We hope this project serves as a reminder for us all to stop and think of people who are serving or who have served our country. This undertaking is our way of showing how grateful we are to all who have served, regardless of the time they spent in the military, their branch of service, or the duty they performed.
We chose ordinary people for this project, people whom you might see every day on the street, in the store, or even here at the Strand Theater. The important part of this endeavor is that we honor those who have served. Prior to this project, we went about our lives knowing that silent heroes live among us, but rarely does anyone acknowledge their service.
Now, we are honored to introduce to you a small sample of some of our community's veterans. We hope you'll take some time to pay respect to some of these silent heroes. It's never too late to say thank you and to learn more about those who helped to make our community a special place to live. One of the special people we interviewed was Bud Wertz. Here are some highlights of this interview. So can you tell us a little about yourself?
All right. Well, I'm a native of Shelbyville, born in Shelbyville. Grew up here, went to school here, went to Hendricks, the old Hendricks Elementary, junior high school at the old high school building, and then high school at the old high school building, which is not used that anymore. Graduated here and went into service from here in 1945. Was drafted in August of 45. The war with Japan had ended. We thought we wouldn't have to go, but we did. And was shipped overseas and spent about a little over a year overseas. I was young enough not to be in fighting, but I did get some overseas experience.
Did you have any brothers or sisters?
I had a sister who was just going into high school at the time, and I had my mother and father that lived here. In college, I met my wife, so I had a wife, and we have 3 children and 6 grandchildren and 1 great-granddaughter.
Going back to the military a little bit, what military branch did you serve in?
Well, I was in the Army. When we went into the induction center, we lined up in a row, and you walked up to the desk, and they said Army, Navy, Army, Navy. And when I got there, they said Army. So that's how I got in the Army rather than the Navy.
Can you briefly describe your time in the military?
Basic training at Joseph T. Robinson, Arkansas. Spent from August till January there. Was shipped out from New York to Europe. Went into Germany to what they call a requidemento, where you waited to be assigned, and from there was assigned to the Office of Foreign Liquidation Commission in Paris. So I was one of the fortunate ones. I had an office job. We had a nice hotel to stay in. Great French food in the cafeteria. Not Army, but French cooks. So it was really nice.
During basic training, did you receive letters from home?
Yes. Got letters from my girlfriend, from my mother and father, and my sister, and pretty regular letters. Phone calls were hard to do because of time change, and you couldn't just pick up a phone and get through. It just was a real chore to try to call.
Did any major events like happen back home while you were gone?
The major event I recall was that I got home in time from service to see Shelbyville win the state championship in '47.
What's your most specific memory of this community?
Oh, well, as a kid growing up, I remember it was nice to be able to get on your bicycle. Cars were, if you drove a car to high school, you were fortunate, But we rode bikes a lot. When I was growing up, you could get on your bike and spend the day away from the house, going here and there and playing. And as long as you were home when it started getting dark, that was about the thing to do. At Saturday nights were good times to come downtown and park and watch your friends. Neighbors walk by and maybe get out of the car and walk around a little. Those are things I remember.
So what was the community life like when you entered? What were some of the hot topics of the day?
Well, probably the returning veterans and the ones that were prisoners of war.
You said you came back to this community, so what is it about this community that makes you proud to call it home?
Closeness of it and the feeling of knowing the events that are going on in Shelbyville and knowing a lot of the people, being familiar with a lot of the people. Easy to get around in the city.
Are you in any memberships, clubs, organizations?
Yes. My hobbies are music, I guess. I'm a member of the Shelbyville Community Band now. And we also have a Dixieland band that play in, and a clarinet ensemble. I'm a life loyal Sigma Chi from Hannibal College, where I graduated. Member of the Elks Club. I'd say that's mainly the things I belong to.
Well, we're about to wrap up our interview, but before we do, is there anything you'd like to say or add that we haven't covered really?
No, I think it's quite an honor to be asked to do an interview. I feel that I'm fortunate to have been in service and given some time to our country. Fortunate that I wasn't one of the fighting ones. My age was just the right age. I haven't had any sons that have had to go into service or grandchildren, so I feel very fortunate.
All right.
And I think